Welcome to the Warframe Weapon Encyclopedia, where today we're checking out the Aegrit. You will eventually be able to get the blueprint for the Aegrit from Karl's garrison, and I say eventually because it's not yet been implemented. Which also means I don't know what the build requirements for the Aegrit are, so I will leave a link to the official Aegrit Wikipedia website in the video description so you can check it out for yourself once it has been implemented into the game. The Aegrit are explosive secondary thrown weapons that require at least mastery rank 11 to use. They do virtually no damage if you actually hit an enemy with them, but once you detonate them, each one of them will do 797 blast damage in a 9-meter area. They also come with very high crit chance of 37%, a slightly below average 1.9 times crit multiplier, and a decent 90% status chance. And finally, their ammo is very limited. All in all, to begin with, you're only going to be able to carry 6 of them, and ammo pickups will only give you 1 at a time. Now, the way they work is very straightforward. You simply throw them with the primary fire and they will stick to anything they hit. One important thing I want to mention here though is that you can only have 4 of them out at any given time, and if you have the standard amount of secondary multi-shot, you will most likely be throwing 3 of them. So always throw, detonate, don't throw, and then detonate because you're going to be losing out. Also, the detonation is triggered with a secondary fire button. Now, as far as the build goes, I personally went with a pure crit setup, so I'm running Creeping Bullseye and Prime Target Tracker for crit, and then Convulsion, Pathogen Rounds, and Prime Heated Charge for corrosive and heat. You're also going to have to figure out a way to deal with the ammo situation, whether it is to swapping to a different weapon when the ammo runs out, running ammo mutation so that you can mutate ammo, or utilizing the Exiles mod to increase your maximum ammo and then running something like Carrier for his ammo case to mutate ammo for you. Otherwise, you're not gonna get an awful lot of use out of these. This is not the only way to build the Aegrit. You can also focus it around damage over time, in which case you're gonna be focusing on heat damage and you're gonna be using expel mods and all that. But I'm personally a bigger fan of this high crit setup because it's more reliable, even though it doesn't work as well at high levels. The one thing I will say is that the heat-based setup is gonna be a lot more flexible, so if you want to run Fulmination or Primed Fulmination and increase the explosion radius, it's much easier to fit it into that without losing too much damage. So would I recommend the Aegrit? Yes or no? Absolutely yes. It's a very fun weapon to use and it is surprisingly strong. The biggest issue with it is its ammo, but as long as you don't just straight up ignore it and you do something to try and fix it, it should be absolutely fine. It's a very powerful weapon even with a basic build, and it gets even better if you go into primed mods and eventually galvanized mods and arcanes as well. So even though I don't yet know what the build requirements are, I'm still going to recommend it. You have to be mindful of how you use it. You can't just throw it around willy-nilly because you're simply gonna run out of ammo, but if you pay at least a little bit of attention, it's actually very fun. I honestly didn't expect to have as much fun with it as I ended up having. And that is pretty much all I wanted to say, so I thank you very much for watching. As always guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video and found it helpful, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.